How you doing? How you doing? And how you doing, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Petty, and I appreciate you stopping by today. And we're here to do a little bit of a weird video. So this is something that I kind of realized I needed to do while I was on break. So when we stopped posting videos for 8 days, the only comments that I noticed were ones on old videos. And we're still pretty consistently getting views on our old Dragon Raja videos. And a lot of them are from brand new players and everything like that. So this video is kind of directed, well, not kind of, it is very much directed at those people. So I don't want to, say that Dragon Raja is an awful game or anything like that. There is a lot of positives, and you can get a good amount of gameplay out of this game. But there's a lot of stuff that I need you to understand if you are going through my old content, if you are playing that game right now. So, brand new players to this is really who I'm talking to. There's some issues. And I personally was able to play pretty decently for about 4 months or so before I was just completely burnt out on what the game had to offer. And that was a month or two longer than most people I knew. I still, to this day, know a small handful of people that still play occasionally here and there. Apparently, it's been so long since I've played that my stuff has just been deleted at this point, which is insane to me. Insane. There were not a lot of content creators covering this game when it first came out. For the first couple of months, it was me and a few other people who were really consistent on it. So me being a content creator is part of why I think I ended up playing it a lot longer than your average player would. But let's talk about some of the things that you're going to run into playing this game. First and foremost, the pay-to-win creep is insane. Insane, insane, insane. You can spend $100 a week on this game and not even come close to touching what some people are doing out there. And the amount of distance that these people get ahead of you by spending that money is insane. So even if you don't even plan on whaling and you're just going to be a dolphin, it's not even going to make the smallest dent, because the people paying the most money and able to get all of the crazy mounts and everything and be able to level those up are going to have an insurmountable amount of power compared to you. One of these people can basically do a whole PvP round by themselves. So understand that. Understand that that's a very real thing, that it is very much pay to win. If you want to do well or don't want to get bullied because somebody pulled out their credit card, this probably isn't going to be a game for you. It is a very real thing, and it's not a game that is going to have a very, very long life after this next year. They're already lining up to put out another game by the same developer that'll be out in 2021, and this will basically be done then. So if you do have the disposable money to throw at a game like this, I would sit on that for the next game these guys put out. But even then, I don't really, it's not a good investment. It's not going to, you're not going to have value for it for long. Say you're one of those whales and you've spent thousands and thousands of dollars on this game. Well, the way that they structure their pay-to-win environment essentially means you're going to bully people so hard that a large number of people are just going to stop playing. And eventually, you will be king of an empty kingdom. So that is the worst thing to do with your money possible. These games, and this is true for most mobile MMOs, they do not have the lifespan that some other mobile games that have been around for 5 to 10 years and still going strong. Don't put money into this game expecting that 5 years from now you're still going to be playing that. The chances of that are astronomically slow. But there are some positives. The how characters are, or how the classes really specifically are designed mechanically, like how they play, how they feel, the ins and outs of them. They're very fun. At the core of this game is an amazing system that it's classes like the assassin, where you can go in daggers, stabby, stab, 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 or pop back and then start blowing them up from range. Class design is great. Some of the classes are really, really fun to play. Class balance is kind of an issue. It turns a little bit into rock, paper, scissors, which is the last thing that you want to see in an MMO game. Certain classes will just always have an advantage over other ones. Certain ones just run gambit in PvP, and other ones you would have to spend a lot of money to be able to use those classes and have them do competitively in PvP. So that's a bit of an issue. While we're talking about PvP, a lot of bot fighting. A lot of bot fighting. Most of the people you see in PvP matches are going to be bots. There are people there. It can happen, and those matches can be fun when you get one or two real people on the other team. It can get pretty interesting. It's going to be the rarity, and there's a decent chance that one random game where you do have a real person in there, it's going to be one of the bullies. They're going to hurt you. And there will be nothing you can essentially do if one of the pay-to-win people show up in your PvP match. Like, it's game over. There's no way to, coordinate with your team of bots to be able to focus this person, and maybe 15 on 1 you can get him down. But that's not how it's going to go. He's going to just two-shot your people and run through you all. And he's going to feel really great about his purchases for a little while. That's going to end eventually. So we've got issues with PvP. But the core system is fun, is engaging. The classes are satisfying to play when you take manual control of them, and that is a huge achievement for a mobile MMO, because they're usually just auto path. Like, you just don't actually play them. Like, it's really rough to enjoy some of these. Hold on a second. Sorry, I'm about to have pizza show up at the door, so we're gonna finish recording this in a minute. Bye. And by in a minute, we totally meant like 40 minutes later, me having to fight through trying to take a nap. It was some pretty good pizza, though. Petty orders a good pizza. That's all I'm gonna say. But let's get back to talking about this. So, we've talked about some of the issues with pay-to-win stuff, some of the issues with PvP. Let's talk about the actual content, what you get to do when you play. So we've got dailies. And that's kind of it, more or less. That really is it. There's some weeklies and everything in terms of dungeons and being able to run those and having so many chances at getting chests. But that's on a weekly reset. So I mean, technically there are more than dailies. There are also some weeklies. Outside of that, you're starting to get pretty sparse for content. A lot of the in-game events that'll happen are usually, at most, going and talking to somebody, and then you run around and go collect some stuff or go and kill something for them real fast. There's not a lot of depth to any of those events. The biggest part of... I don't want to say like late game and gameplay, because there's no real end game in this game. Essentially, it's timed events. So during specific times of the day, certain things will happen. Typically, a lot of the more engaging ones that are going to feel like new content, or like things that you're actually doing, are going to be guild related. And again, if you can't make those server times to be able to do some of those events, literally all you can do is dailies. Like, you can work on professions and stuff like that. The amount of time that it takes to level those up, they really time gate you pretty hard on it. It's not like you can just go and say like, all right, I'm going to go dedicate some time to it. Like the way they have the energy system refill, guarantees that it takes months to advance them to a meaningful point. So you're not really going to be able to work on professions during that time. My biggest complaint about the game is just that it's got a great core system and then no real content to enjoy that. It's unsatisfyingly hollow after a certain period. Like I said, you'll get a good couple of months of enjoyment out of it. And then all the things that we've talked about today are slowly going to beat on you until there's no reason for you to keep logging in. It'll just be a chore. So play the game if you want. Enjoy the game if you want. I just want to make sure, because I feel, I don't want to go and remove my old videos or anything like that. But for people that are going and playing that game right now, I definitely wanted to do something to kind of give you guys, like, try to set some expectations, give you a little bit of background, make sure that you understand what you're getting into, because I don't play this game anymore. I have not for many, many months, and we really shouldn't be doing another Dragon Raja video ever again unless those old videos keep being popular and I have to come back and be like, all right, so anyone that's playing it now, be careful, don't spend money, be mindful of what things you're actually going to be able to do. It's a little rough. Don't chase Drax. There's don't spend money on the game. Don't spend money trying to get Drax, trying to get gear. Don't spend money on any of that stuff. It's a treadmill. It'll go on forever if they let it. And anything you spend money on now is going to be pretty useless, say, a month later. Whether or not you go up a different tier in leveling and everything. So you go up another 5 or 10 levels, and now you're getting brand new gear. Cool, that stuff you spent, $50 to be able to get 3 pieces, that's now worthless. That $50 was a terrible investment, and you will see 0 returns on that. So just be mindful of that stuff. If you set yourself with the right expectations, there is plenty of things to enjoy in this game. Just be careful. And, if you know what to expect, you can go into PvP and beat up and bully bots and have no problem doing it. Like that I've done that myself. Are you going to play this game for years going in and beating up bots in PvP? Probably not. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but probably not. I'd be surprised if they didn't nuke the servers before, what was it? Noah's something, I want to say, is going to be their next game. But, yeah, it already looks like it's just a Dragon Raja clone being pumped out. The world is marginally better. Not even like the kind of jump in graphics and fidelity that you would get going from, like, say, the old generation consoles to the new one. You know what I mean? Everybody memes, they're like, oh yeah, time to drop another $400 and get like 15% better resolution. It's not even that much. Like, it's a slightly tweaked. It's supposed to have a bigger world. But if they don't fix the problems with this game where there doesn't really feel like there's any meaningful content or ways to spend your time, outside of the very narrow windows that they allow you to be able to do content. A big part of how this game works is trying to vie off the social elements and everything. So, like, the clubs, guilds, whatever you want to call them, those events, supposed to build camaraderie. If you have built camaraderie, then you're going to be more likely to play. If you're playing, there's at least some percentage chance you're going to spend money. So while there's, some cute social stuff to do in the game, it's kind of a trap. It's kind of a trap to keep you playing to see if they can shake some money out you. because the odds are forever in their favor in that department. So just be mindful. Hope you enjoy yourself. Let Petty know if you have any questions. I probably won't be able to answer any. But there's some people on my Discord, I'm pretty sure, that are still playing. So yeah, if you really need help, feel free to drop in there and ask a question. We'll be gentle. But thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you're having a good week. Tomorrow's Friday. Super excited for the weekend. And yeah, I think you're going to have to catch your boy in the next one because we're out of here. Deuces.